Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, we'll see how effective this move will be. I suspect it will not be effective, but hey, time will tell. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the Russians trying to increase their air defense systems, the number, the quality, I guess, around Moscow. So they're expecting something I've been talking about since the Ukrainians were able to hit inside the Russian territory about 750 kilometers, which if they would change the direction from, let's say, east, it was kind of like east, and they go a little bit northeast, they can reach Moscow with no problem. They hit, if you remember, the Engels airfield a few times already, where the Russians have their atomic bombers, the long range. So that is a problem. It seems like the Russians were incapable of defending those bombers, the strategic bombers. They being the Russians, they removed most of their bombers, strategic nuclear bombers, from the Engels airfield, according to a report yesterday. And that's another sign, I would say, that they are kind of doubting their defense systems. You can take it maybe because it's a change in weather, because maybe it's cold outside, a lot of snow. That could be one of the reasons, but it would be very coincidental, given the fact that the Ukrainians were able to hit the airbase. So regardless if they move those airplanes from there, the strategic bombers or not, what I'm saying is Ukraine was able to hit inside Russia 750 kilometers at an airbase. So they had the propulsion, which was jet-propelled drones made by the Soviets in the 70s and then upgraded. And they have the coordinates. So they were able to, coordinate the missile, the drone they call it in this case, and the target. That means they can put it on, let's say, the Kremlin, and drone could hit somewhere in a radius of, let's say, 200 meters. Not that they will succeed in blowing Putin up or whomever, but can you imagine something like this just dropping in the Red Square? I don't know, just destroying one of the red walls of the Kremlin. I think Kremlin means red walls or something, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, so what the Russians do now, they try to defend Moscow from this. Well, that's good. We'll see. This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda from today, Saturday, 31st of December 2022. Russian forces prepare air defense over Moscow. The Russian Defense Ministry has reported that on New Year's Eve, almost 2,000 servicemen will be on duty at combat posts that make up the missile defense system of Moscow. Kremlin-aligned news outlet TASS, quoting Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation. According to the ministry, about 20,000 servicemen will be on air defense throughout Russia during the New Year holiday and weekends. Well, good. We'll see how that's going to be successful or not. I assume the Ukrainians will not send any missiles during this time for this reason. The special purpose air defense and missile defense units of the airspace forces of Russia, and I'm quoting, is entrusted with the task of air and missile defense of Moscow and the central industrial area of Russia. According to the media reports, on New Year's Eve, residents of Belgorod will be given shelter maps in the city square. Well, we'll see how that would play. I suspect the Ukrainians will not waste or try to show the Russian defense that it could be penetrated, because if these guys are on high alert right now, possibly the chances are diminished of a successful, drop of a drone. Therefore, you don't want that to be hailed by the Russians saying, "See, we got you all saved. We're good." So they don't want to do that probably. They just wait a little bit and then do it in a few days after they just possibly drop their guard. Or maybe they will try to focus everything in one location, so they get one target, and they will release, let's say, 5. Therefore, the chances to at least one be successful enough, increase. This would be more of an image battle. It's not going to be a great success. Oh my God, we hit that, and it's great if you are capable of doing that. That's the only thing that it will show that could be penetrated, the air defense systems. And the next move the Ukrainians will do will turn to the West and say, "See, if you would just give us more weapons, more advanced weapons, we can beat the Russians. See, we penetrated their air defense systems in Moscow, for instance, with our 1,000-year-old missiles. How about that?" So Ukrainians have a win-win situation here. I'm surprised that the Ukrainians were capable of hitting those airfields, because it was more than one. They were hit within Russia at 500 kilometers inside, or 450, and the other one at 750. I'm very surprised that, those airfields obviously are strategically important to the Russian aviation and army and the military, and you just leave it as it is, and you can't defend it from 1970s jet-propelled drones, so-called. It's kind of embarrassing. So I don't know. That was in itself, and it happened again and again and again. So it was not like, we caught us by surprise. I think those targets should have been covered and defended from the get-go without needing to be attacked by the Ukrainians and show you that you suck. So there's the first one. The second one, after they did that, wouldn't you think that they might do it again? And maybe this is an important strategic target, and it would increase their defense systems. Instead of having, I don't know, like 5, I'm just saying, 5 S-400s, you're going to have about 10 of them, so you have more chances to, detect the incoming missile. I would do that, unless something prevents you from doing that, which is you don't have them, or one is as good as 10, and that's bad. It couldn't, because they have a certain kind of accuracy. So, but maybe they can't even shoot them down. The Russians claim that the last one in Engels airfield was shot down. So supposedly it worked, but somehow it killed 3 people or something and injured a few. Again, the debris fell somewhere. I don't know if you've ever been in a military airfield or in a civilian airfield or airport. I'm pretty much sure you've been over there, okay? So maybe not a civilian, because civilians are a lot of things coming and going, but even from the maps, what are the odds that a missile that is struck in the air, the debris fall and kill 3 people and injure? Where is that missile that the debris fall on? A Tamarack? Or just a barrack over there that happened to be full of at least 7 Russians. 3 of them died, 4 of them, let's say, injured. It's very strange to claim that, we shot him in the air. I don't think it was shot in the air. I think it hit the target. The same as, if you remember, the S-300 fired by Ukraine that fell in Poland and fell right on that village with 20 houses, no more. Look it on the map, and you're going to find 20 houses or so, and killed, incidentally, 2 people on a little cart with some horses and some grain in the back. Another coincidence. What are the odds to shoot something in the air, and when it falls straight on 2 people on a cart? The odds is The same as you would go and you hit the jackpot when you go to the casino. But nevertheless, the Ukrainians did it first time. It was successful. That's, if you know a little bit of mathematics, arithmetics, and probabilities, nah. But anyway, these guys know that we don't know, or they don't know. They don't know. That's why they target them, because they don't know. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.